Yo, what is happening, guys, and welcome back to the Let's Talk Fan Challenge. You can tell by title and the thumbnail. Today we'll be talking about Nissan Gibb versus Jarvis. Their fight is coming up on the Kingpin semi-finals this Saturday. Round 2 got cancelled. Back on now, baby, and I'm excited. This is probably the most hyped fight on the card. It's not the main event, but I think it's the one that most people are looking forward to the most because a lot of people think it's not close. A lot of people think it's going to be close. There's people on each ends of the spectrum. Some people think Jarvis is going to make easy work of Gibbs. Some people think Gibbs is going to make easy work of Jarvis. Some people think it's going to be closer than anybody else thinks. And that's what we're here to talk about today. We're going to be weighing out the pros and cons of Gibb versus Jarvis. That's what we're going to be doing. By the way, excuse my voice. I'm sick as fuck. So just excuse that because probably going to be annoying. But anyway, moving on to Gibbs pros. Whenever we talk about Gibb, we see cardio, we see experience, we see pressure, we see pace, we see footwork, and we see work ethic. Now, Gibb is one of those fighters that have been there since near off the beginning. His first fight, I'm pretty sure, was against Max Plays on the KSI undercard. Gibb has been here for time. He's fought all different types of Austin. He fought Max Plays, he fought Jay Swingler, and those were just brawls. Then he fought Jake Paul and lost. Then, ever since he came back from Jake Paul, he's been on his redemption arc. He fought Taylor Holder, which everybody thought that he was going to lose to. Then he moved on, fought Austin McBroom, who a lot of people thought he was going to lose to. Got knocked down once. We all thought it was over. Came back, annihilated Austin. Then in round 1, got matched up with Austin again, and we were thinking, is this going to be a different Austin McBroom? Is he going to come back? Is he going to flip the table on Gibb? And no, Gibb, although he got caught some shots, he pushed the presser, he did that again. So Gibb has the experience. He's fought all different type of people. He's fought the brawlers at the beginning where it was just no technique, it was just YouTube boxing. He's fought against Jake Paul, he's learned from that. He fought against Taylor Holder and shut him down. He fought against Austin McBroom twice and shut him down. And that is his pros. You know, Gibb brings the pace. He brings the speed. He brings the footwork. He brings the work ethic. He does not stop. He's like a workhorse. He doesn't know when to stop. Now moving on to Jarvis's pros. Because looking at all Gibb's pros, you'd think, well, this must be an easy fight for Gibb. Because if he has all that, what makes this fight even slightly competitive? But that's why we're going to move on to Jarvis's pros. When it comes to Jarvis's pros, Jarvis has, yes, the toughness, the natural talent, the work ethic, the power, and the speed. Now, Jarvis, I personally believe, has natural talent in boxing. Obviously, he's been boxing for maybe about 2 years now, since the TikTok, YouTube thing, about 2 years. But compared to Gibb, he hasn't been boxing that long. And boxing takes years and years of craftsmanship, and it's, hard work to grasp. And I think Jarvis, this is what I'll say confidently, if you're comparing Gibb at the start to Jarvis at the start, I think Jarvis at the beginning smokes Gibb at the start. I think Jarvis is a more naturally gifted boxer than Gibb. I think Gibb is where he's at because he worked hard. Jarvis is where he's at because, yes, he worked hard, but I think he's just more skilled than Gibb in the grand scheme of things. But experience plays that part. And Gibb has that experience, Gibb has that work ethic, you know what I mean? That's the way I feel it. You can have all the talent in the world, but if someone's outworking you by 100%, your talent can only hold up for so long, but their hard work will stay. And that's what I would say. I'd say if they fought, I'm not saying it for now, because now it's a completely different ballgame, but if they both fought at the same time, the very beginning, Jarvis his first fight, Gibb his first fight, I think Jarvis easily wins. But we're in the present day now. I think Jarvis has toughness. He was getting punched, beat up by Tom Snetti. Not beat up, but punched constantly by Tom Snetti. Had marks all over him, kept coming forward. He had good speed. He knew when to land the shots. Good shot selection. Came forward. Jarvis is naturally gifted at boxing. Knows how to box, but also knows how to take a punch. Knows how to come forward. Knows how to put pressure on. Does not back down when you hit him. He's not scared to get hit. Neither is Gibb. But that's the thing. Neither of them are scared to get hit. Now moving on to their cons. When it comes to Gibb's cons, he can be easily hit sometimes. He loses his balance and he leaves openings. And that kind of, I think, comes down to his reach a lot. Gibb does not have a long reach. You see Gibb fight like this, and a lot of times when he fully extends, it doesn't really look like he fully extends because Gibb does not have long arms. And I think he leaves himself open a lot. In the Austin McBroom, the first fight, he caught him and he fell over. I don't think he knocked Gibb down because it was a powerful punch. It's because Gibb lost his balance. Against Jake, why was it so easy to knock Gib down? He lost his balance. In the second fight, he didn't knock Gib down, but he caught Gib with a right hand, and he basically it pushed Gib, and Gib tripped over his own foot or Austin's foot, whatever, and he lost his balance. I think Gib loses his balance quite easy sometimes, and because he's moving so fast, constantly come forward, constantly bouncing, he's gonna lose his balance because he's constantly moving. He's not staying there. There's no stationary of Gib. He's constantly moving, constantly bouncing about. You're gonna lose your balance at some point. So I think he can be easy to hit, although he has great head movement. He ducks, dives, all that. He keeps his head moving constantly, but he comes forward, which means although he's coming forward going like this, if you see a pattern, you find a pattern, and he throws, when he's coming forward, because he doesn't have a long reach, he has to get closer to you. And I'm not saying Jarvis has a long ass reach, but Gib doesn't have a long reach. And if he throws towards you, he has to be quite close to you. So if Jarvis throws those hooks he was throwing against Thompson Eddie, he's catching Gib, he might knock him off balance a little bit, like Austin McBroom did. It does not have to hurt Gib, it just has to knock him off balance a little bit. So then he has to recover. In that time to recover, you could push him, you could put the pressure on, you could switch it up. You could put the pressure on him instead of putting the pressure on you. But that's Gibbs's cons. What about Jarvis's cons? Jarvis's cons come down to he has the lack of experience. He's quite easy to hit because he stands square and he plants his feet a lot. What I mean by this, obviously lack of experience. He stands square, stands right in front of you, quite easy to hit. And what I mean by that is, like I said against Thompson, if you look at the fight against Thompson, look at Jarvis during the fight, after the fight, he has marks everywhere. Thompson Eddie just threw random. Thompson Eddie was just throwing shots, you know what I mean? Jarvis had in his head, yes, I'm going to move, I'm going to do that. He has the same issue as Gibb, I think. But I think Gibbs' issue isn't as bad. He has this issue of, I don't mind getting punched in the face as long as I get to you and then I beat you up. Gibb did against Austin what Jarvis did against Thompson Eddie, is both of their opponents started to get gassed. Gibb took a couple shots to get to where he needed to be to land some shots. Jarvis took some shots to get to where he needed to be to land some shots. And their opponents started wearing down with the cardio. Jarvis plants his feet, like I said, because he wants to land those big shots. But because Gibb constantly moves, if you plant your feet and you miss that big shot, Gibb might move. And he, even if he doesn't knock you out, doesn't hurt you, he's landing points. If it goes to decision, that's going to favour him. So I think they both have that, but I think it's not as bad for Gibb. I think it's worse for Jarvis because Jarvis, he knew against Thompson Eddie was going to be tough to hit. Thompson Eddie was going to keep coming forward, so he decided, right, this is like a bull versus a bull. I have to go horn to horn with you and push you the fuck back. I cannot stand, bounce up and down, box, because that's not going to help me. You know what I mean? You're going to try and put the pressure on me. You're going to try and brawl me. Gibb's going to try and brawl you. So Jarvis brawled him. So I think Gibb and Jarvis are both going to just brawl in this. They're going to show boxing technique. They're going to show boxing IQ. And I think they're going to have good head movement. They're going to have good footwork. But I also think there's going to be times where, although they're moving, they're also going to try and trade. And they're going to be right in front of each other the whole time. I can't see they're backing up. And I think another con with Jarvis, and this is just my overall thoughts on the fight. I do not have a final prediction yet. I kind of have an idea, but I'll do that in a prediction video. I think Jarvis comes out. I think Jarvis has more power than Gibb. I think Gibb can hit hard, but I think Jarvis can hit hard. I think Jarvis has the more likely chance to clip Gibb and hurt him. I think what got proven in the Jarvis fight is he can take a fucking punch. I think Gibb can take a punch too, but I think Jarvis can take a punch more and give a punch more. That in my personal opinion. So I think he can take the punch. I think he has more power. I think Gibb has the speed. Gibb has the pace. They both have good footwork, but Gibb has the experience, so he has better ring IQ. He has better way to cut you off. He has better combos. That's what I think kind of puts Jarvis back to the wall, because Jarvis won the first fight. I know they happened against Austin McBroom for Gibb too, but it wasn't as bad. Jarvis won the Thompson Eddie fight because Thompson Eddie put his hands up, said, no, I'm done. I'm not fighting anymore. And that's how he won. He made his opponent quit. But Gibb also made Austin McBroom quit. And I know, you could say, Austin McBroom got injured. I think Austin McBroom hurt his foot. I don't think he hurt his foot as much as he actually did. I think he just wanted out of there because he realised the pace was changing. Gibb was putting the pace up. And this fight was just about to end like the last one. And I think Austin McBroom wanted to get out card instead of getting knocked out again, personally. I do think he hurt his foot, but I don't think he hurt his foot to the point where it was that bad where he had to quit. That's just me. I'm not saying I'm right. Maybe he did, but that's what it looked like to me. I think he did that to get out, but I think Jarvis is going to look at it like, I made my last opponent quit. I'm going to do that. Gibbs not going to quit. I think this is pace versus patience. Jarvis has more patience than Gibb when it comes to throwing shots, but Gibbs' biggest attribute is his cardio and his patience. No, his pace. He's going to push you. He's going to put the pressure on. Can you handle pressure? I think Jarvis can take the shots. I think Jarvis can take Gibbs' shots, but can he handle the pressure, get out of it, and land a zone? Because if Gibbs constantly in your face, moving like this, bang, 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 moving back, moving different angle, boom, 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 again, are you going to be able to be like, right, this is the pattern, back out of the corner? Are you going to be able to outbox him? Are you going to be able to outsmart him, out footwork him? That's what I don't know. You can take his punches, but if it was the case of you could take his punches, you could do that all day. The bell's going to ring at some point. If this goes to decision, you're going to lose. So you're going to have to outsmart Gibb. He's going to probably outwork you. So you're going to have to, if he's going to throw the most shots, you have to throw the best shots. If he's going to have the speed, you're going to have the power and the timing. That's how it's going to work. That's how I think it has to work. But that's Gibb versus Jarvis. That's the pros, the cons. I cannot fucking wait for this fight. I think, I've already said this, I think this is going to be one of the best fights in YouTube boxing, hands down. I cannot fucking wait. I really think it's going to be an absolute brawl, and I'm excited for it. But either way, let me know in the comments down below what your thoughts and opinions are on their pros, on their cons. Who do you want to win the fight? Who do you think's going to win the fight? Like I said, I'll actually do a prediction video on it closer to the time. I want to do reactions to the open workouts, face-offs, press conferences, if they actually hold that shit. But like I said, let me know in the comments down below your thoughts. This was the pros and cons. That's Gibb versus Jarvis. As always, hope you all enjoy. Think positive. Test negative. Have an amazing day. Stay safe. And I'll see you in the next one. So, peace.